A black ex-convict saves a kidnapped child. By the next day, his life will change forever. Have you ever been judged by the worst moment of your life? Meet Marcus Reed. Just 2 months out of prison, labeled a felon, an ex-con, a man people cross the street to avoid. But what no one saw coming, what even he didn't know, was that one decision, one act of courage would flip everything. It started on a late October afternoon, the kind where the air carries that crisp scent of dying leaves and the sky turns gold before the sun even sets. Marcus walked the streets of Eastbrook quietly, head down, hoodie up, trying to disappear into the city that hadn't changed, though he had. He had spent 8 years behind bars for a robbery gone wrong, one he didn't commit alone, but the only one who took the fall. Now he just wanted a job, a place to sleep, and a reason to believe he wasn't broken beyond repair. He passed by the park, the old one he used to sneak into as a teenager, and paused by the iron gate. Children laughed in the distance, a sound that once made him smile. But just as he turned to leave, something gripped him, a scream, faint but clear. Not a playful shriek, but the raw, chilling cry of fear. Marcus froze. Then he heard it again. Help. It came from beyond the trees near the trail behind the park, the place the city forgot to keep safe. Without thinking, Marcus sprinted toward the sound, gravel crunching under his sneakers. As he rounded a bend, he saw it. A van. The door wide, open. A man inside struggling to pull a small child no more than 8 by the arm. The boy was kicking, screaming, fighting like his life depended on it. Because it did. Marcus didn't hesitate. He launched forward with every ounce of power in his legs, slamming into the man with a force that sent them both flying. The kid scrambled away, trembling, tears streaming down his cheeks. The man got up furious, swinging wildly, but Marcus, former boxer before prison, dodged the punch and landed one square to the jaw. Sirens screamed in the distance. Someone had already called it in. The kid clung to Marcus's leg, sobbing, and all he could do was wrap his arms around him and whisper, "You're safe now. I got you." When the police arrived, guns drawn, Marcus raised his hands, heart pounding. He'd been here before, misunderstood, surrounded, judged. The officers shouted, approached cautiously, but before anything else happened, the little boy screamed, "He saved me. That man tried to take me and he saved me." The officers froze. One of them, Officer Kendra Lewis, stepped forward and recognized Marcus. "Reed?" she asked, confused. You did this?" He nodded. "Yeah, just doing what's right." The man in the van, later identified as a repeat offender with a history of child abuse, was arrested. The child was returned to his mother. And Marcus? Well, something remarkable happened next. By the next morning, the story had gone viral. Ex-convict saves kidnapped boy, a real-life hero. News vans parked outside Marcus's halfway house. People who once avoided him now reached out with handshakes and thank yous. The boy's mother, Grace, hugged him with such warmth that Marcus nearly broke down in her arms. "You didn't just save my son," she whispered. "You saved my world." And then came the biggest shock of all. That afternoon, a black SUV pulled up outside the halfway house. A tall, elegant woman in a dark suit stepped out. Olivia Barnes, city councilwoman, advocate for criminal justice reform. She'd seen the footage. She'd read the reports. And she'd come with a proposal. "I run a community program," she said, "for at-risk youth. We need people who've lived the life, who can speak the truth. We need you, Marcus." He blinked, stunned. "Me? You're proof people can change, and you saved a life. That counts more than any mistake." Marcus accepted. Within weeks, he stood before classrooms and youth centers, telling his story. Not as a warning, but as a beacon. He taught kids how to spot danger, how to stand tall, how to walk away from the streets that nearly swallowed him whole. His words were raw, real, and filled with hope and kindness. It didn't stop there. Marcus helped renovate a shelter for homeless teens. He volunteered at the local boxing gym, coaching boys with fire in their fists and anger in their eyes. And every Saturday he took that little boy, Eli, out for ice cream. They'd sit on the same park bench where Marcus once walked alone and laugh about everything and nothing. One chilly evening, as the sky turned violet, Eli looked up at Marcus and said, "You're like my superhero." Marcus smiled, voice thick. "Nah, kid. I just did what was right." But to Eli, and now to the world, Marcus Reed was a hero. He didn't wear a cape. He wore secondhand jeans and a hoodie. But his greatest weapon? Kindness. The kind that costs nothing but changes everything. And maybe you're wondering, what if Marcus hadn't stopped that day? What if he'd looked away? What if he believed the voices that told him he'd never be more than a convict? But he didn't. He listened to the part of his soul that still believed in doing good. And because of that, lives were saved. Stories were rewritten and hope was born again. Now here's your turn. Yes, you watching this right now, what would you have done in Marcus's shoes? What kindness are you capable of today? If this story touched you, hit that like button. Subscribe for more powerful true life stories. Share this video with someone who needs hope. And in the comments below, tell us, what's the greatest act of kindness you've ever seen? 'Cause maybe your story is next.